Hi everyone, I'm Melissa and this is FE3 and we're doing Elibean Nights. We've got good old Arch here with me and Ray, and we're gonna ask him some questions while I poke around one of the unfinished tales here. Let me get started on that. Oh, nice move speed. I'm gonna go set those options. So, if there's anything you want to say first before we get into question land, Jake, can I call you Jake?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Then you can feel free to say whatever you want, and then we got a few questions, and then we've got a chat open here that you can't see on YouTube, but we'll ask them questions too and see what they have to say.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to send in questions or anything like that, you know, that's totally cool. I posted on the forums for people to send in questions. We got a few from that. And yeah, so basically what we're playing today, it's still unfinished, but it's mostly there. Basically what I need to do is I still need to write an ending for it, and I still, I want to go back and change the gameplay a little bit to be less, it's very RNG heavy right now with the way that the chapter works, because there are two bosses and then there's just a bunch of like 1 HP phantoms.
I'm gonna be abusing the good old Shift F1 too.
It might be a good idea.
No one likes an RNG abuse.
Yeah. So suffice to say, I'm gonna go back and make some changes to this one. Just in terms of enemies, probably just adding some generic bandits and other stuff like that. But for the most part, you know, it's at least up until the end of the chapter, it's pretty much written all of it, at least. Except for that one big component.
The ending's kind of important, but I mean, we'll take what we can get, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, it'll be a surprise in the last release how it actually ends, because, I mean, everything in this project has been floating around for years, and so there's no real surprises anymore.
The shocking finale to Igreen's tale. You'll never guess what happens! Click now to find out!
Oh, God. No, I will never succumb to the whole clickbait.
Not even for the last release, the end of Elibean Nights?
Yeah, well, we kind of already blew the end of Zephel's Tale a few FE3s ago.
Yeah.
Man, remember that, Ray? It just totally exploded on you, like, in real time.
It did a bit. It did a bit. I had a good laugh. But you know what? It was okay, because I got to see an ice dragon. It was worth it.
Yeah. No, it was, it's kind of a summary of the project in general. You get so close to the ending, and then it blows up.
And Jake, if you want to have the chat as well, you can hop over to my stream page, and you can just pop the chat out.
Okay, let's see.
Should be multiple links in chats that you're in. I think you're in the FE7X chat. Just put it in the general section.
Okay, let's see. Scroll down. There we go.
Everyone's favorite Fire Emblem hack. Sarah's Forest hates it. Use it 11.
Kids go crazy.
Oh, yeah. But, so just some of the other stuff I've been working on lately is I started some modifications to Hector's Tale.
I've been privy to see those, personally.
Ooh, it's this toy. I remember that. I remember trying to get that animation to work, too.
Hold on. I just turned on the stream and now I hear myself.
Yeah, just click the little gear in the corner around the chat and you can pop it out. And
okay.
you close the page and not have to hear echo. Delayed echo, which is the worst.
Yeah. Well, I just paused the stream. That should work, right?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, okay, cool.
Alright, so this is just gonna be me messing around until I wait victory. How about we get started on one of the first questions you gave me here, which is, what was the first tale you finished, finally finished, and that you were satisfied with?
That's a good one. That's a good one, considering I've known Jake to be not satisfied with a lot of things. Well, no pressure, man. No pressure.
No pressure.
That's a tough one. I think the one that I sat down and did and was most satisfied with It actually is Zephyr's Tale. Just
God.
because I
Oh god.
The gay bandits.
I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, it's so the two bandits there are based on Edgar Allan Poe and William Shakespeare.
Oh
William
god.
and Edgar. Perfect names.
Because I took I read a lot of Poe and a lot of Shakespeare while I was working on, the original drafts of all this stuff, and so I took some cues, some inspiration from their works. In Legal's Tale, there's a couple names that are references to Poe, like Montresor is the villain there, and
Oh man.
I have a character named after Shakespeare's Mercutio, who's hidden. He's one of the matchmaker substitute characters.
Spooky.
Oh, I can see the RNG now.
Yeah. It's so definitely this one
Oh!
still needs some work.
Whoa! Hi, 20 Speed. I missed you.
The Phantoms are a bit. I'm supreme.
Okay.
Boy. Yeah. So that's that. Have fun. If you go visit that house, you can recruit Aster. He's a big help in this.
Give me backup, please.
Yeah, visit it with the grain. But anyways, back to the question. The way that I wrote Zephyr's Tale, I feel like it was definitely one of my best. Even though, it has some flashbacks to scenes in Fire Emblem 7. But I feel like it kind of just gave everything a nice little circular structure and an ending where the end of Elibean Nights is the other side's perspective of the secret ending, basically.
Okay.
And it kind of just shows you what's going on in Byrne at that time and how it ties into the ending of FE7 and the transition to FE6. And
With that
like
lovely
Zephyr-
cutscene at the end of FE7 with "You are dragon, yes."
yes,
Right.
and that's how it ends. Is that exact same cutscene?
Nice ending.
So, yeah,
Right.
it's but I also really enjoyed Zephyr's acid trip.
He had one certified.
That was fun. And then I guess another one that I can't say that I finished it and thought it was good, because the original Raven's Tale was scrapped.
Oh no.
But I like what I came up with, and working with Callum at the time too. He helped draft some of that.
In ages long past.
Ages long past, man. This is back 2012, 2013, 2014.
Oh, that was 5 years ago.
It's been a while.
God, I'm old.
I feel old.
I feel when Elibean Nights has been a part of your life longer than some of the people you know.
That's ancient.
Man, it's interesting though. Just kind of back in 2012 to 2014 is when a lot of these design decisions were made. And for the time back then, it was oh yeah, this is great. In 2017, it maybe hasn't aged quite as well as I might have hoped. It's just kind of, back when I was originally designing all these chapters, we didn't really have a clue how the artificial intelligence for the enemies really worked at all. All we did was just copy codes and combinations of them that we thought would work based on what the vanilla game did. And so it was just kind of basic, everyone kind of either has just roam free or attack in range or stand on the tile AI.
Yeah, AI's really not that great back then. It's come a long way.
It really has.
Yeah, no, it's it's really amazing and something that I'm really proud of. Just what the folks over at Fire Emblem Universe have been able to accomplish in such a short time.
Oh, we've shown off plenty of that for this FE3.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of stuff from Circles, and it's been really, really cool.
Yeah, no, Circles is amazing. Tequila's amazing. Zane is amazing. He's working on his FE7 demake right now, and FE5,
we played that. It was
which
so
is really
good.
cool. Oh man, I'm so hyped for that. But there's just really like a lot of just interesting developments and so many
excuse
cool
me,
things.
2 to 3. What are you doing to me?
Oh yeah, so
What are you doing?
it has a hit penalty at 3 range. Don't worry,
Okay.
it's not that bad.
We'll see about that in a
But,
second.
So the iron, steel, and silvers have 2 to 3. Oh damn.
Not that bad, he says.
It's not that bad.
It has a hit penalty at 3 range.
Yeah. So the concept of this chapter is that that's
Interesting.
bad. So he just picked up a hidden sand item,
That's cool.
which is an S rank axe.
Can I
So,
kill him for it?
yep.
Yeah, of course I can.
Oh no, it's A rank. Sweet. Yeah, as long as he doesn't like use it,
Alright, let's
because
pop some
then when it
fools.
becomes his last item, we'll.
Alright, we're gonna play the old
Yeah.
save state game.
Yeah.
Cool.
But no, it's it's just really interesting. And now that all the AI is actually documented, I've started going back and, playing around with my enemy positioning, playing around with the AI.
I just want to let you know these bosses don't have music.
Oh, that's a bummer.
That's okay. It didn't last very long.
Yeah.
Spooky.
Damn. Yeah, so this is, I think you're going to clear this one pretty easily. The idea is that it's kind of a race to the finish type of a chapter. So you're supposed to arrive at the shrine, but these guys have the AI to go there themselves.
Yeah, this guy's got quick swap. What the hell?
And if they,
You.
oh yes, all the bosses have a quick swap.
I love my FE4 mechanics, don't you?
Yeah. It's, well, I mean, so the way I designed it, there are way too many bosses that just stand still.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so we added the anticipation, which is something that Cam did for me. We added that to make it a little more challenging.
Makes sense. Unfortunately.
Yeah. But no, it's just, yeah, so I've started going back, like there's an AI where units will start moving when the character you designate as their leader initiates a battle.
Okay.
And so I've started using that a bit. I've started using, there's one where they'll start moving, it's like attack and range, but double range. And so that's just kind of better. I can use that for pacing, where, when you're getting close, they'll start moving towards you, but not like they're not going to immediately attack you. So it gives you like a turn or two in advance warning that this guy's coming.
Prepare your butt.
And generally, I've found that I think it's better because the enemy phases in this game are just ridiculously long. In some of the bigger maps.
Do you have a start button skip or?
No, unfortunately we don't. That's one thing. And another thing too is that all of this progress, mostly all of the cool stuff that's going on now, is happening in FE8. And so, in a way, I've been left behind a little bit.
I think it's more that people just want to touch FE8 more than you've been left behind. It's because it's got no attention at all, like ever.
Well, there's a reason that it got no attention for a long time, which is that it was pretty complicated compared to FE7.
There we go.
But also, the reason that it's so popular now is that you can do so much more with it, so much with more ease. And so, like, really none of the major assembly hacks are being ported to FE7 nowadays, which is just, it's wild. you know, because for the longest time this was the only engine that anybody ever used.
And trying to hack FE8 was a fool's errand because no one knew addresses or how to make anything work properly, or even like what specific event codes would set things up properly. Like, I remember I did one chapter of an FE8 hack, and the only way I got things to work was by copying the exact event data from a future chapter that did the same thing I wanted to happen, because there was no code.
Cross-referencing was a different beast of itself. I know I did it.
Yeah, it's see, I never even really tried back in the day. I know both of you did.
Oh, it was crazy. Don't do it. Don't go back to 2012 and do FE8 hacks.
Don't do it.
Nowadays, though, it's a lot more user-friendly, just because everything's so much better documented. And, you know, the hacking community has just kind of moved on to using FE8, and which is cool. And it's opened up all sorts of possibilities and all sorts of cool new things. But at the same time, it's kind of a bummer, because, like, man, I'm missing out on all the cool stuff.
You could just, like, take a year to import into FE8.
Oh, God. Well, then we're never going to get it done by 2020, are we?
Maybe we might.
That's the big punchline now.
There's 3 years.
Elibean Nights will be finished by 2020.
I'm sure you can port it. I'm sure you can port it within 3 years, right?
I mean, hey, man, we're getting pretty close. It's almost just 2 years, because we only have a month left of 2017.
Oh, don't remind me. God, I turned 25 like 26 days ago. It feels awful.
Oh, yeah. 24. I mean, it's, at least I'm not 23 anymore, because no one likes you when you're 23.
How young were you when you started working on this?
Oh, man, I think I was a junior in high school when I started this.
Woohoo!
And now I got a bachelor's degree and a full-time job.
Jake moving up.
Time flies.
Yeah, man, time flies.
That's
But, you know, I'm hopeful. You know, despite all the, you know, the running punchline and all that, you know, I do want to get this wrapped up pretty quickly. It's just, you know, every time I think it's done,
something else pops up, or an error, or you want to do something else.
I mean, so part of it's just that, you know, another running gag has just been the curse, which is every time I think it's actually done, some kind of mega glitch will materialize out of nowhere and just totally screw everything over. I had to start over from a fresh ROM.
I remember that.
Way back when. Yeah. And so that was a pretty major setback. And then also, like shit. Which tales haven't I redone at this point? I've redone Elwood's tale, changed the map entirely, completely rewrote it.
I mean, you haven't redone Elibean's tale yet.
Well, this one's fairly new, and I don't think it needs anything super substantial, just different enemies. But see, here's the thing: is I've redone Raven's Tale from scratch. I originally in Hector's Tale, the starting positions for Hector and Dawson were swapped, and then more recently I've started revamping that, just kind of, you know, taking the feedback that I got from the Mangs LP and just kind of implementing it. I've been working on Merlinus's Tale as well, just kind of making that, you know, a better gameplay experience, because I think, you know, the criticism that it didn't live up to its potential was very true. And it was just kind of, you know, the way I set up the enemies and all that, it was just kind of lazy, in retrospect.
I don't know if I would call it lazy. I think I would probably more call it antiquated.
What?
Yeah, and so I completely just redid the enemy spawn at the start. I'm going to make it so that you can't close the villages, and it'll be a game over condition if one of the bandits raids the village.
Okay.
And so then you kind of have to spread yourself a little bit to protect those villages, which will make it a lot more engaging, I think. I might add a few more player characters too. Maybe Harkin and Isadora could show up.
Were we supposed to get that Link cutscene, by the way?
No.
Okay.
It's just placeholder text.
Okay. just make sure.
Tee.
Teehee. This isn't
Yeah,
very long,
so,
so you can answer more questions if you want. I can just fuck around with other tales.
Yeah. Hey, just let's see. Well, now I wish I'd sent you a new patch so you could kind of show off Hector's a little bit.
Hey, if you want to go ahead, I can take it. Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, well, there's
You
Hector.
haven't seen that face sprite yet, have you, Mal?
Nope!
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
Time
one of
didn't
the
do you
common...
good, did it?
Huh?
Time did not do him good.
Yeah, stress. He got stressed out. That's
Whoa.
Jake's actual explanation. He legit
Yeah,
got
well,
stressed out.
You know what,
It's,
Jake? Hand me that patch right now, and I'll go do Hector's Tale. We'll fuss around with it.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it right now.
Sure thing.
Copy link, blah, blah, blah. I just made this patch yesterday, so...
Oh, let's hope it doesn't break.
I was watching him do it.
Through no fault of your own,
Don't,
just Event Assembler's gonna crack it.
Just don't use the smith... Oh, you can't use the smithing kits yet. But those are gonna work soon, I promise.
I promise.
Soon. Very soon.
We
It's
swear.
actually, yeah, I swear. Believe me. So yeah, sent the patch and all that. But let's see, what were we talking about?
You were talking about your favorite tales, and you did a pretty succinct job
yeah.
on that. So what about... This is a good one. What's the most revolutionary thing that Elibean has done for the good old Fire Emblem hacking scene?
Well, I guess I wouldn't say it's any single thing, but just kind of the way that Elibean Nights operates. When you look under the hood, I mean, you have the achievement feature, you have the matchmaker feature, and you have the bonus content and all these little extra goodies and all that kind of stuff. But the two main ones, the achievements and the matchmaker, don't really require much, if any, assembly at all to execute.
Spooky.
See, because back in the day, you know, I don't know assembly personally. So what I would do is I would just mess around with the event engine,
Oh, wait,
and you know, it's amazing, you know, what you can do logically, just by doing, you know, a true and a false, you know, checking to see if a value is true or false. And that's pretty much all that the matchmaker and the achievements are built on. And so, and a lot of the other things, like the Merlina's Tale goal of rebuilding all the chapters, you know, that's really not something that had been done before. In Corel's Tale, you have kind of a boss gauntlet type situation where you do, instead of one big map, you do like 5 small maps that are kind of just like one-on-one fights. Something like that had never really been done before, with like multiple maps in a chapter. And also in Jiro's Tale, the first part has the right side of the map completely cut off, and then once you beat that first objective, you know, the other side of the map reveals itself. And so there's a lot of just like those small things. But I think that the way that Elibean Nights, you know, the most revolutionary thing, the thing that people took from it is you can do a lot just by messing around with the bricks that you're given. And yeah, I mean,
Cool.
yeah, that's what I think. I mean, it's not like any singular, like, oh yeah, you know, this is the hack that added the skill system or something like that, but it's just kind of a philosophical contribution, I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes it makes you think.
So, You devised this question, but I'm going to change it around a bit. How long do you think you can't hack E anymore because it's going to break the GBA's limited size?
I'm running very close up against the
Yeah,
limit.
you're at 26 megabytes right now, and 32 is the max.
Yeah. So, and also, like what I was saying before with the, the true-false switches, there's only a certain number of them that get saved in the memory, and I'm pretty much out. So
this is it. It's do or die for Elibean Nights.
this is pretty much it. It's just kind of, at this point, it's just polishing what's there and making sure that everything works, and then it'll be done. And then after that, I know that I think that was another one of the questions that got asked of me. But so my plan is that after I finish Elibean Nights, I'm gonna put together a team, and I've already got people signed up for it. Because I was also working on an FE1 remake. And so basically, if you're familiar with Void's Blitzar Adventure.
Yep, we showed that one off. That was magical.
Yeah. And so we're just kind of gonna take that same approach and do the FE1 remake. Just bang out rough drafts of the chapters in 48 hours.
Oh yeah, just do it super fast. Awesome.
Yeah.
1 week.
Because that ties into the next question, which is, what are you gonna do when this is finally over?
Yeah, I kind of skipped ahead to that one.
That's fine.
That's the plan. There's frickin' Curb took our title, or work in progress title. But Yeti and I have joked around about doing Watercrest. Like, I can't believe it's not Fire Emblem.
I can't believe it's not Fire Butter.
I can't believe it's not Tearing Saga.
Yeah, I hope we don't get sued.
Get a cease and desist from Nintendo and Kaga personally.
Yeah, oh god.
Nintendo located.
No, they seem to be okay with fan things mostly.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Fire Emblem hasn't really been targeted, but you've seen.
I'm not gonna front. I really think that they take a lot of ideas from the hacking scene now that it's gotten bigger, and they use it in their things. I'm super confident they have.
Oh, I not to toot my own horn or anything, but like there's that map with the stairs in Fire Emblem Fates, and it's like, hey, I did this years ago.
What was
like
that
Elwood's Tale.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Elwood's Tale has the stairs that you can move across the chapter with. So it's interesting. Like, there's some things in Fates where it's just like,
you're just like, huh, that seems familiar.
Yeah, it seems familiar. It seems like something that I might have thought about doing, but at the same time, I don't like the way that the game just kind of introduces a gimmick and then forgets about it.
That's my main beef with Radiant Dawn. Has all these cool gimmicks, and then there's like, we'll have this one map. That's it.
Yeah, and I mean, for something like Elibean Nights, where like the stair mechanics only in that one chapter, but it isn't a linear progression game. In a game with linear progression, I think I prefer to have mechanics that build on each other over time, and so just having things that are like one-time deals, it just seems like a. Like, yeah, I get they're trying to, diversify the gameplay experience and all that, but it's still just like, It's just weird, because it's like I'm doing all this stuff. It's like, oh, I'm never going to need to do this again. Like, there's a chapter with, like, a bunch of poison jars or something. And it's like, oh, that's never going to be relevant again. To the chapter with the walls.
Yeah, just a lot of unique ideas that you're not expecting that come out of nowhere, and then they never come back.
Yeah, exactly. And so, okay, so there's my obligatory Fate shit talking.
Snap.
I am contractually obligated.
Contractually obligated. Gotta get it out of the way.
But no, it's yeah, no, I swear, like I've seen things in these more recent titles where it's just like, it seems familiar.
Yeah, especially Echoes. I think not so much the original thing that. Oh wow, you're missing out. I don't know if you care about FE2 as a game, but they just took FE2 and made it pretty.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
I mean,
like
that's pretty
straight
much...
up. No, there's new mechanics, but the base formula, even like the tiles from the original game, all the stuff that you remember from Gaiden is just the same, but pretty.
Yeah, and that's kind of my issue with the Intelligent Systems remakes.
I think it's great because I love FE2.
Oh yeah, but I mean, so you want to talk about like even from like 2012, 2014 to 2017. Like Elibean Nights, like there's stuff in there that's just like, oh yeah, this seems super antiquated. We're talking about a game that's like 20 plus years old.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, to me, it's just like it just seemed really lazy to not go back and address the map design because.
Oh, that's definitely the worst part. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it to me it's actually, you know, inexcusable really. That's why I haven't even bothered to pick it up.
Yeah, the music's really good and everything's pretty, but the maps are not changed and that needed to be addressed.
Yeah. That just seems so lazy to me. And you know, just kind of with there's a reason I want to do an FE1 remake is because I thought Shadow Dragon did a shitty job.
You and me both. Yeah.
Not an unfounded opinion.
Shadow Dragon's script is great, but oh boy, is it just FE1.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, the script translation is great, but they didn't really like, you know, what I would have liked to see and what I'd like to do myself is just kind of make it so that there are more characters that are actually involved in the story. You know, because like every cutscene, it's either Marth and Maladus or Marth and Nina.
Or Marth and Jagan.
Or sometimes.
He gets to show in book 2.
In book 2,
he gets to become Maladus because Maladus is gone.
Nice repeat talk there, Jake.
Yeah, but it's like the same problem. You know?
Yeah, that's what FE6 did. It's just the Roy and Merlina show. It's the Marth and Maladus show.
Yeah, which to me it's just so, like, I don't care how heavily you use your thesaurus while translating the script. It's just still boring.
Yeah. That's why FE12 is better.
Oh, FE12 is... The whole... No, FE12 is the birth of the Avatar, and that is why it should be universally reviled.
I know people that would love to hear that.
It's just, no, like FE12 is the point at which it turned into a shit show.
Here's where waifus start.
Well, no, waifus go back to FE4.
No, they go back to FE4, but like FE12 is where it was like now they can be your waifus.
Yes, yeah, that's where that whole thing started. And I love how fans of the new games will go back and say, "Well, FE4 did it." But
yeah, but you weren't pairing yourself off with them.
Right.
You're pairing other people off.
Yeah,
just like every other, just like GBA games. You get an S.
It has the 2 generations, not this stupid kids from the future or, you know, egg hatching bullshit.
Egg hatching bullshit. It's like Digimon World.
Get your Digimon out of my Fire Emblem, please.
Oh.
I love how this conversation completely derailed. And
hey, I'm fine with it. It's perfectly great. I think we're out of questions from the preset, but if people in the stream chat want to ask anything that's on their minds, they can go ahead and hit us with anything that they want to ask Jake. Well, he's here.
While they do that, I just want to point out the certain changes that have happened in this map so far. So far, Hector's Tale, the map size has been crunched.
Yes.
It's now considerably more compact. Matthew starts when you're party immediately, as opposed to joining like several turns later on.
Good.
Because Jake.
Oh, hey, Mangs is in the chat. Hi, Mangs.
I don't think he's there
Jake
anymore.
was like, "This is kind of dumb."
Big map.
There. and just kind of going
big
off
map
to
for the sake of it.
Oh, there's a good question. Are there any tales you would like to do but you couldn't fit in either through size or like time constraints?
Oh God. So there's a bit of a if you go back and you look at the bonus content when everything's said and done, there's a hidden little map for Aster in there. That's based on a concept that I was going to implement.
But you never got around to it, or?
Yeah, well, it was going to be something else. It was going to be a story for Matthew that follows up on Hector's tale.
Oh, Matthew's story.
Yes, where he was going to break into Dawson's mansion.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Go gather clues. And so it was kind of like a...
It makes me think of FE10, what was it? Part 2, Chapter 2? Or was it Chapter 1?
Yeah.
Lucia in the background cave there?
Yeah, it's 2-2. You think it's 2-2.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it was going to be Matthew and Aster buddy story.
Man, that would have been awesome.
Yeah, but so instead you get a little map for Aster where he's drunk off his ass and breaks into Ostia Castle to open all the treasure chests.
Nice.
And that's how he became a spy.
Well, if he can do that much, he deserves the job.
Right? That's what Hector said.
Someone else asked if you're removing or reworking skills that are full RNG, like Luna and Aether.
So I don't actually have skills.
Oh, no!
Yeah, no, the skills are only for FE8. If I did have skills...
Oh, that's a good question. I'll ask that one after.
Oh, if I did have skills, what I would do is I would eliminate the RNG skills, and I would make them recharge command skills.
Oh, yeah! Charge command skills, my favorite.
Just like FE7X, it's the good shit.
Yeah, except like it's like FE7X, but like, you know, I think like Adept would be a great skill for that, which Yeti unfortunately didn't do. At least to my knowledge.
I don't think he did Adapt, but you could probably do something.
I think you could pretty much rework all of the RNG skills as command recharge. If you wanted to do just like a traditional skill system with like the FE4, FE5, FE9 type deal.
Probably fairly easily, yeah.
Yeah. And I think it would be a lot better.
This text is still here.
Oh, yeah, I need to rewrite that.
That's fine.
As will the Elizabeth repeating conversation with Hector earlier. That's what I said.
Oh, did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when Elizabeth talked to Hector, it was the village conversation again.
Whoops.
Yeah, so it's supposed to disable the village conversation if you actually visit the village with Hector. But since you can visit the village with someone else in Recruiter, I wanted them to still have that conversation.
Aaron.
I don't remember Lisbon being in the Mangs videos. Is she new?
Well, she was in the Mangs. She was in the patch that Mangs played, but he did not go to that village.
Okay, that's why I didn't see her.
Yeah, she is new actually. She's someone that I added when I added the matchmaker.
I see.
Just because I didn't want the number of units really to change based on your pairings, but just the party composition.
Makes sense.
So pairing a girl to Hector would give you another unit in this chapter, and so I made her the joke. I think way back when we were all on Skype group chats, was that I was going to pair Hector with a generic villager.
Nice.
And so I did. Because I just didn't ship any of the actual pairings.
Good job.
All right, here's. I want to use this to finish this off because I think it's a really good closing question for this because it doesn't have to do with Elibean Nights. You were doing Exalted Legacy and you're gonna zoom through like you mentioned like what they did with Blitzar Adventure, how they set it up in like a few days. Are you gonna do it in FE8 with all the new support that it's got?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
I mean, I'd be stupid not to.
That was an easy question then.
Even I knew he was gonna do an
It's,
FE8.
Yeah, no, but it's it's cool because a lot of the people who were involved with the Blitz are gonna, they've signed up to participate in the Blitz FE1 remake.
Awesome.
Yeah, so hopefully we're gonna, sometime, I'm honestly I'm working like 3 people's jobs right now.
Yeah.
So I don't really have free time. It's a myth to me. But
Time is a myth.
yes. Because I've got a coworker on maternity leave. I just got a promotion that I'm training for and doing the job duties for, and I'm also doing my old job at the same time because they don't have anyone to replace me.
Jesus, Jake, look at you moving
Oh
on
my
in the
God.
world. We are not worthy to be in your presence.
I'm just taking university classes. What do you do with your life?
Layman's work over here.
Yeah, and a little shout out. No, I mean I don't want to get political, but
Oh dear.
Oh
But,
dear.
there's a big issue. The program I work for, it's kind of a criminal justice reform initiative.
Okay.
And it is being jeopardized by the Department of Justice threatening to defund anything that takes place in a sanctuary city here in America. And so we're all stressing out just trying to find some money somewhere to
Yeah.
keep this going.
Jeez.
'Cause really, I mean, I think it's one of the most promising criminal justice reforms I've seen.
Yeah, like the idea of
That's
criminal justice
currently
reform is
taking place
apparently
right now.
promising, like of itself. I've taken criminology courses. I know that reform is one of the best ways that you can help
Yeah.
the community and the city. To leaving someone in a cell is not going to do anything.
Yeah, and it's just really like over the last few years, it's just been really cool to be a part of that and very rewarding, and so that's why I'm willing to
Spend 3 jobs worth of time.
yeah, and get paid shit for it.
Jeez.
The American dream, am I right, Jake?
Yeah, it's amazing. Where's my 2.5 kids and a dog? That's all I need. And a white picket fence.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Well, I'm still having fun playing this game, so obviously you did something right.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
still,
what
I'm
do you
still having
think
to
of-
watching you playing this right now, waiting for my opportunity to take a crack at it, because it'll be soon, Jake.
It'll
Don't
be
you
done
worry.
soon,
okay.
Ray.
Just give the word, and I'll have at it.
Yeah, did you show them the soon screen?
Yeah, that's the title screen. Who has the other half? His
Oh,
kid, his
man.
wife, because they're divorced. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's like American
Well-
now, right?
Yeah. Well, see, I got tired, because every year I would go without finishing it. I would have to change the year.
Yeah, so you're
And
just
so I
like,
just
it's
got
soon,
tired.
whatever. It'll get there. Keep your shirt on.
Oh, man. Yeah. But, yeah, anything else, or?
Chat, you got any more
I don't-
questions?
Yeah,
What I
well, I was
do-
going to ask a question for you is, what
no.
do you think of the revamped Hector's Tale so far?
I'm having fun. Like I haven't not had fun playing a single map in Libby Nights. Like even at Greens was it was short and kind of RNG, but I didn't have a problem with the RNG.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging it just watching this personally. I appreciate the smaller map, to be honest.
Yeah, that it's shrunk.
Yeah.
That it's shrunk is better. And I need to go
Yeah.
see if Fargus is still there.
It was
He's in the village.
We mentioned this, Jake, to Mel in the chat last week and stuff, like that the community's presence on map design has changed a lot over the years,
Yeah,
And,
it has.
and no longer we feel that bigger is better, because back then, as younger dudes, we really did embrace the idea that
Well,
bigger was
hold on
better.
now.
And we just took it all. We just took that in, warts and
Yeah.
all.
I think bigger is better later.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, yeah.
I see
You
a
gotta
lot of
ease
Fire
the-
Emblem
you have
hacks
to ease the
nowadays that give you a
player.
giant like 30 by 20 map on chapter 5, and I'm like, what?
No.
What are you doing?
Even I was guilty of this with the Sacred Dawn.
Like, this
you
is-
have to
this is
ease the
like-
player in.
How many units do we have on this map? Let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units. This map is fairly decently sized, but we've only got to go from here to here. We can go around this way, we can go visit the village, whatever. The main objective is to get from here to up here. And that's not very long. That's like 8, 9 turns movement. So,
no, you're gonna get. There's reinforcements.
oh yeah, but I mean, like, just in a straight line. It's not like taxing. It's not a huge amount, but I see people that give you like 5 units and are like, all right, go play through this 40 by 30 map.
Pro tip, another thing Mangs missed. Make sure you steal the Night Crest from Yorick.
Alas, poor Yorick.
Yeah, so you can promote Eric. Oh, fart, where are you full? Oh, we got the boots.
The boots! The boots!
Ah, use the boots to get through!
What? Wasn't
Elizabeth,
Boots a character on Dora the Explorer?
Yeah,
That was the monkey's name, right?
that was definitely the monkey's name.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, give me that.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna kill Yorick, hopefully, and then...
Yeah. And then, but yeah, just kind of what I was trying to do. Just kind of shrinking the map and improving the pacing on this one. And, you know, hopefully when people play it, they'll notice, because, god damn, you know, I always play on turbo through the enemy phase, and so that's why for the longest time I never really realized how long some of them were.
Yeah, that's the thing you have to keep in mind. Not everyone is you.
Yes, exactly.
Your player base is not you. So
I think a lot of people who make hacks don't realize that. You can make a hack for you, that's perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing stopping you from making a hack for just you, but if you're gonna release it and you expect people to enjoy it, then you gotta consider other people.
Yeah, and you know, it's a thing I've done for a long time. It was just interesting seeing some of the reaction to my reaction to the Mangs LP, and people just like, oh, this guy can't take criticism, you know, durka durka dur. And it's like, man, I've been remaking this hack over and over and over again.
For 5 years!
I care so damn much about The only reason this isn't done is because I listen to feedback.
Listen, pressure takes it out on some people. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, if Jake didn't care,
it's funny.
If Jake didn't care, he wouldn't touch stuff. He'd leave it as it was, and he'd go do something else.
Yeah.
He'd be halfway through Exalted Legacy by now if he didn't care.
Probably would, yes.
And they'd probably both be trash. But
oh no! Well, I mean, I think it's a stroke of luck that it took you so long to get to Exalted Legacy, because now you've got all the stuff to make it amazing.
Yeah.
Because this stuff wasn't here in 2014. It just happened. This is incredibly recent.
As well as years of experience.
Hey, shout out to Fire Emblem Universe, man.
Shout out to Fire Emblem Universe. Nice hacking scene.
Shout out to some flips.
Yeah, and what was I saying? I forget.
Oh well. Thanks for coming with us and having a good time. And
yeah, thanks for having me.
I hope
it's been great.
I hope that it finishes nice and comfortably for you.
Okay.
Alrighty.